To be born a prince wasn't a fairy tale. It was a high-risk bet where a cradle could ignite wars. In the next few minutes, you will enter the most protected room in the kingdom. Feel the weight of the first cry and discover why the heir belonged not to his mother, but to politics. Stay until the end, because you'll see the exact moment the child learns his name isn't his own. And that could change how you see royal births. Welcome to Lost History, where you learn without getting bored with scenes that are not forgotten. Midnight. A chamber with thick walls, candles, hanging herbs, a brazier to warm cloths. Outside, 6 men pray. Inside, 3 women move with ritual precision. The air smells of rosemary and incense. What comes now is incredible. Nothing here is private. Everything is public, without cameras. Because if a boy is born, there is peace. If a girl, negotiations. If no child is born alive, the kingdom trembles. In the Middle Ages, an heir's birth was a political, religious, and economic event. It could trigger dowries, oaths, alliances, and sleeping feuds. A mishandled birth could mean years of war. Did you know? The Queen's chamber wasn't merely an intimate space. It was a room of state. To ignore this is to fall for the happy palace myth. Here, every detail matters. Who cuts the cord? Who speaks the name?
Bartholomew.
Who holds the newborn first? In a moment, you will find out why even the milk that child drinks is debated like a treaty. The scene. The mother in a high bed, loose robes, relics sewn to her pillow, a veteran midwife, hands washed in spirits. A red cloth to ward off the evil eye. Whispering is banned. Windows are opened to air the room. Prayers are murmured. Here is the part almost no one tells you. In various kingdoms and centuries, trusted men would wait close by, even witnessing the last moments, to prevent any rumors of a swapped baby. The child is born. A brief cry. The midwife lifts him. She checks for marks, defects, signs from heaven. She wraps him in swaddling bands for a good form and ties a pouch with a relic splinter to his neck. But that is not all. Before his mother can hold him, the clergy approaches. The baptism cannot wait. Why the rush? Because the heir's soul must not be at risk. Infant mortality is high. Without baptism, there's no spiritual security or public legitimacy. The name. Never improvised. Often the saint of the day, a useful grandfather, or the dynasty's founder. This might change how you see royal names. They aren't sweet nicknames. They are statements. They say, we follow this line, we claim this right. Gifts arrive. A tiny knife to cut away misfortune, a piece of silver for prosperity, and a promise. The king, father or grandfather, swears before nobles to protect the mother and child. The room breathes a sigh of relief. For a second, the prince seems like a normal baby. What if the prince's first enemy wasn't another kingdom, but the palace itself? For now, the daily struggle begins. Choosing the milk. The royal mother rarely breastfeeds. A wet nurse is found. Healthy, no vices, mild-tempered, married, and of good character. Her meals, sleep, and morals are all watched. Some courts measured the impossible, that her mood wouldn't pass melancholy to the child. It seems superstition, but it hid a medieval idea of health. Milk was liquid character. The nurse doesn't come alone. She brings her own child to maintain the milk and another woman for support. Payments, tax exemptions, and oaths are signed. The wet nurse becomes a key person. She feeds him, calms him, touches him more than anyone. In her lap, the heir learns the world. Day 3. The prince, still swaddled, is presented to the chapel. His temples are anointed. His first lock of hair is kept as a dynastic relic. You will soon discover why even that hair could be used as political currency. Education starts before he speaks. Strict schedules, linen diapers, blankets, a canopy crib to block drafts, bells to ward off evil spirits. A large dog sleeps nearby. Silent guardians. The room always warm. The cold seeps into the bones. At dusk, prayers and tales. Not of fairies, but of lineage. You are the son of, grandson of. Sowing identity is the first lesson. The palace is vast. The prince's freedom? Number. What comes now is incredible. His childhood is scripted. A governor, a tutor, an elder lady, experienced, and a web of servants who filter the world. He touches wood, bronze, silk, but rarely mud. What would you do if your every laugh was heard by at least 3 people? 6 years old. Letters, the cross, syllables, Latin prayers, stories of great kings as a conduct manual, bright miniatures, crude maps, genealogy charts like shields. The child writes his name, a final cross acting as his signature. Here is the part almost nobody tells you. Writing his name is not a rite. It's a public act. A document with his cross can move lands. Food is control, soft broths, good flour bread, little fruit to avoid bad humors. Meat by the season, no excess to balance the humors. The court doctor takes his pulse, views his urine in a vial against the light, and suggests honey syrups. Have you ever wondered? How much science and how much faith in each spoonful? 7 or 8 years old, a change of scenery. Many princes are sent to another noble house as a page or ward to learn manners, politics, horsemanship, falconry. It sounds harsh, but it was a social university. There he learns how to eat without spilling, listen without speaking, and measure a great lord's silence. This could change how you see medieval education. It isn't just monasteries and books, it's the theater of power. Before, the boy chases a mastiff, laughing. Later, that same boy travels with an escort, the guarantee of a treaty. Yes, princes could serve as honorable hostages to seal a pact. No bars, just banquets. But if peace fails, no one sleeps. 10 years old. As adolescence looms, the body prepares for iron. Wooden swords, shields larger than his chest, learning to fall without breaking, high saddles, marked knees.
That's it.
Favorite sport, hunting. Not a game, but command training. Reading tracks, judging wind, coordinating beaters. Falconry teaches patience and timing. A hawk that doesn't return is a warning. Control is never absolute. But that's not all. He also learns money, weights, measures.
Yes.
What is a tithe? What is leasing a mill? Who collects the tolls? His tutor shows him rent scrolls, and the boy sees it clearly. A kingdom is not ruled by swords alone. A common myth we must debunk, that a medieval prince was safe from disease. False. Palaces meant people, and people meant contagion. Infant mortality spared no surname. Thus, the prince's schedule is a choreography of prevention. Fumigating rooms, ritual sheet changes, never sleeping with feet towards the door, amulets near the bed during an eclipse. Superstition, yes. Fear management, also yes. 12, 13, 14. The voice changes. The role, too. In a moment, you'll discover why a single ceremony can make the child a public symbol. The ceremony of arms, fasting the night before, confession, a long, perfumed bath. Not for hygiene, but for meaning. Purification. A white tunic, a circle of knights, a soft tap on the shoulder. An oath. Protect the weak, uphold the truth. What comes now is incredible. From that instant, every gesture he makes is read as a message. If he laughs in a tourney, he's generous. If he frowns, proud. If he falls from his horse, a bad omen. Here is the part almost no one tells you. His privacy is a modern invention. A prince sleeps, prays, and eats with company. There are eyes at the door, ears behind the tapestry, hands testing the food, just in case. If he coughs, the doctor makes a note. A bad dream, the confessor suggests psalms. If he is quiet, his tutor dictates the proper silence.
Indeed.
Marriages are bridges.
Our kingdoms shall
Sometimes a
prosper
prince is
together.
promised from the cradle. A tiny ring kept in a box. 2 courts exchange nurses and chests. When the age comes, the wedding will happen. Or not if politics shift. The outcome of most engagements, broken, remade, used as leverage, the seal. While other children have toys, he has wax. To learn the seal is to learn the weight of a decision. A red imprint on parchment can cede a port, forgive a debt, legitimize a vassal. The sound of the seal pressing down, thump, becomes his second heartbeat. Religion and power. The chaplain teaches psalms, hymns, readings of biblical kings.
For by him
He is
the
shown
world
painted
stands.
crowns and told, "This is not a hat, it is a sacrament when your time comes." They speak of anointing, of state grace, that a king is not a common man. And at the same time, his tutor whispers, "Remember you are a man, and men bleed." Perfect tension. Mysticism plus politics. A peasant roams the fields, free of protocol, but with a broken back. A prince walks a hall, a prisoner of protocol with his back straight. Who is more free? And what if I told you that sometimes the gilded cage had invisible bars harder than iron? War as a masterclass. Though the video avoids graphic battles, we can glimpse the logistics. Tents, leather maps, wooden tokens, messengers,
The
quiet
enemy
oaths.
approaches from the east.
The prince learns to see people on the map. Granaries, bridges, winters. He finds that victory begins with a bread count. What no one tells you, the prince's body is not his. It's a banner. His hands to bless. His forehead for anointing. His signature for the treasury. His marriage for peace. His joy, if he has it, for the gallery. His sorrow for his pillow. And not even fully there. Let's recap the 5 truths that change the story. 1. A prince's birth is a public act. The birth room is a mini parliament. Witnesses, clergy, symbols, oaths. 2. Milk is politics. The wet nurse not only fed, but was thought to shape temperament and destiny, chosen by contract and oath. 3. Education is theater. In another's house as a page, the heir learns the script
Gather
of
your
power,
things,
when to
we
speak,
leave
when
at
to be
dawn.
silent, when to smile. 4. Luxury doesn't cure fragility. Palaces with doctors and relics did not guarantee life. Mortality made baptism an urgent need. 5. The seal weighs more than the sword. To sign is to govern. The sound of falling wax is as mighty as clashing steel. Outside, the evening falls. The young prince stops at an oak door with gold studs. Behind it, a council waits for him. He breathes. His hand touches the knob. Childhood ends not with a snuffed-out candle, but with a descending seal. If you liked traveling like this, learning without getting bored, give a like and subscribe to Lost History. Every day, a historical journey with scenes that are not forgotten.